Did you know that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of Yah? My goal is to bless you with the Word. Listen to it while you're driving. Listen to it while you're walking along the way. Listen to it when you lay down at night. Listen to the Word.
Mark chapter 9, verse 14 through verse 50. When they got back to the Talmudim, they saw a large crowd around them and some Torah teachers arguing with them. As soon as the crowd saw him, they were surprised and ran out to greet him. He asked them, "What's the discussion about?" One of the crowd gave him the answer. "Rabbi, I brought my son to you because he has an evil spirit in him that makes him unable to talk. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, grinds his teeth, and becomes stiff all over. I asked your Talmudim to drive the spirit out, but they couldn't do it." "People without trust," he responded. "How long will I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring him to me." They brought the boy to him, and as soon as the spirit saw him, it threw the boy into a convulsion. Yahawashi asked the boy's father, "How long has this been happening to him?" "Ever since childhood," he said, "and it often tries to kill him by throwing him into the fire or into the water. But if you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." Yahawashi said to him, "What do you mean, if you can? Everything is possible to someone who has trust." Instantly, the father of the child exclaimed, "I do trust! Help my lack of trust!" When Yahawashi saw that the crowd was closing in on them, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You deaf and dumb spirit, I command you, come out of him and never go back into him again." Shrieking and throwing the boy into a violent fit, it came out. The boy lay there like a corpse, so that most of the people said he was dead. But Yahawashi took him by the hand and raised him to his feet, and he stood up. After Yahawashi had gone indoors, his Talmudim asked him privately, "Why couldn't we drive it out?" He said to them, "This is the kind of spirit that can be driven out only by prayer." After leaving that place, they went on through the Galilee. Yahawashi didn't want anyone to know because he was teaching his Talmudim. He told them, "The Son of Man will be betrayed into the hands of men who will put him to death. But after he has been killed, 3 days later he will rise." But they didn't understand what he meant, and they were afraid to ask him. They arrived at Capharnaum. When Yahawashi was inside the house, he asked them, "What were you discussing as we were traveling?" But they kept quiet because on the way, they had been arguing with each other about who was the greatest. He sat down, summoned the 12, and said to them, "If anyone wants to be first, he must make himself last of all and servant of all." He took a child and stood him among them. Then he put his arms around him and said to them, "Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes not me, but the one who sent me." Yochanan said to him, "Rabbi, we saw a man expelling demons in your name, and because he wasn't one of us, we told him to stop." But Yahawashi said, "Don't stop him, because no one who works a miracle in my name will soon after be able to say something bad about me. For whoever is not against us is for us. Indeed, whoever gives you even a cup of water to drink because you come in the name of the Messiah, yes, I tell you that he will certainly not lose his reward. Whoever ensnares one of these little ones who trust me, it would be better for him to have a millstone hung around his neck and be thrown into the sea. If your hand makes you sin, cut it off. Better that you should be maimed but obtain eternal life, rather than keep both hands and go to Gehenna, to unquenchable fire. And if your foot makes you sin, cut it off. Better that you should be lame but obtain eternal life, rather than keep both feet and be thrown into Gehenna. And if your eye makes you sin, pluck it out. Better that you should be one-eyed but enter the kingdom of the Most High, rather than keep both eyes and be thrown into Gehenna, where the worm does not die and the fire is not quenched. Indeed, everyone is going to be salted with fire. Salt is excellent, but if it loses its saltiness, how will you season it? So, have salt in yourselves. That is, be at peace with each other.